An incredibly important term that you add to your vocabulary and therefore your arsenal against liars is intellectual dishonesty. Intellectual dishonesty is the best way of ending pointless discussions. What I mean by this is if we're all looking at pieces of information and we can all see that the information is pretty A to Z, it's black and white, but one person decides to say, no, it's not. They deliberately don't see what we can all see. That's intellectual dishonesty because it doesn't suit their emotive agenda. So as an example of this, if you're into your history, you will have favourite documentarians and historians, and the more you watch them and admire them, you realise, how can you know all that and not know this? Which is something suspicious that they're not mentioning. And you come to the conclusion that the people that you might herald as the very best in their trade, or even somewhat legends in the game, they're actually not. They're working within a particular curriculum and they're being intellectually dishonest. So the greatest documentarians that exist today, they're not allowed to say too much. And I remember watching them and thinking, you come across so fantastic. And there's names I won't bother naming, I can think of a few immediately. And they come across so well and they fill in all of these intrinsic gaps which are very difficult to know about. But then they miss these huge swathes of information and then assess things that I know to be different in a way which I know they're lying. And this is called intellectual dishonesty, especially if you are sacrificing truth for money, for love, or just for anything for yourself. And what we can also add to this is morality. So if you are being dishonest, insincere, and it's affecting society, then we can add morality to this. So you are being intellectually and morally dishonest. And remember this term, because secondary causes and pointless debates waste people's days, weeks, months and years, entire lifetimes, when all it takes sometimes is for an individual to shut it down and say you're being intellectually dishonest. And sometimes these overtly complicated, what have been made overtly complicated situations within modern politics, modern economics and so on, they're actually very simple, and sometimes it takes the right mind with the complicated descriptions to actually help you understand how simple it is, because people have deliberately overcomplicated something. So if you are with people or a person and you can both see what's going on, you can quite clearly see it, and that person says no, then I'm afraid you are fully within your rights to call them intellectually and morally dishonest. And remember this next time someone's going to waste your time with hours worth of pointless debate topics when in reality you know the score. Therefore shut it down and move on, and only deal with people that are sincere and do not carry such dishonesty, whether it's intellectual or moral. Anyway, think for yourself. I'll see you soon.